Welcome to Night Class. Tonight we are once again talking about lawsuits. No, it's not about the Village this time because we already know that Oceania's calamari is rat tails. It's actually about another lawsuit facing the university, which brings us to our newest segment, Who's Suing USC Now?
Who's suing USC now?
All right, everyone, welcome to Who is Suing USC Now. Here's how you play. You spin the wheel, and if you land on whoever is suing USC right now, you could win either a Trader Joe's sample cup or JT Daniels knee brace. All right, let's see what your options are. We have the ghost of Rufus B. von Kleidsmith, Night Class viewers, Lynn Swan, USC Songgirls, South LA, the Village Cobbler, the Village Stonemason, or Greek Life. I've got a good feeling about that last one. All right, let's give it a spin. And it's Greek Life, everyone! Wow, so great that you got it. All right, who's our lucky winner? Who got it? No one? All right, well, I'm keeping this for myself. Okay, all right.
USC now!
Right now, USC is in the middle of a lawsuit from 5 Greek organizations on campus. They are Kappa Alpha Theta, Sigma Chi, Beta Theta Pi, Theta Chi, and Tau Kappa Epsilon. They're all suing USC together. And as you probably guessed, the shirts for it this year are sick. The theme is brew before you sue. Look, you're gonna love it. Venmo $25 to @NightClassUSC. We promise that's definitely where the money will go towards. Just do it now and don't ask questions. But for this episode, we want to look at why these organizations are suing the school, how likely it is they'll win, and what this shows about their relationship with USC. So first, why are these Greek organizations even upset? Well, in 2015, members of USC's Academic Senate passed a resolution to propose something called deferred rush policy. This means that before they can rush for Greek Life, students first have to wait a semester and reach a GPA of 2.5. And pro tip for getting there, hot yoga, not an easy class. Not an easy class at all. I got a C, and I slipped a disc. I go to PT in La Brea now. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. The Academic Senate proposed deferred rush because of what they saw as a nationwide pattern of decreasing mental health and academic performance in first-year students, which, as a Gen Zer, I must say, is offensive. My mental health isn't screwed up because of Greek Life. It's for a whole bunch of other reasons, like Tide Pods, Lil Peep, and my ex's Finsta. There was backlash almost immediately after deferred rush was announced. Students and alumni said it would hurt membership and upset a well-established recruitment process. Senate members and former Vice President of Student Affairs Ainsley Carey tried to justify this policy, saying it was supposed to be for the better of the students, which I hear is a great way to convince kids to not do something fun. Like, oh, don't worry, Bobby, roller coasters can actually damage your ears. That's why instead of Six Flags this year, we're going to Grandpa's house to sniff dust and listen to stories about the Great Depression. It's for the better. Trust me, don't worry about it. After plans for deferred rush were announced, even undergraduate student government passed a resolution against the deferment policy, saying that it failed to include student voices. But that resolution didn't really go anywhere. Instead, Ainsley Carey officially issued the deferment policy, which went into effect in 2018. He justified this again by saying that freshman year is the toughest year of the transition to college life as students experience the most social and academic challenges. But I can say this isn't true. As a freshman, I used to worry about things like what GE to take or if I was going to make friends. Now that I'm a senior, it's more like, will I find love? And how can I convince this employer that Microsoft Word is an actual resume skill? Carey said that the deferment would give students time to acclimate to the university's academic and social climate before participating in Greek letter organizations, which totally makes sense. Like, if you want to drink jungle juice at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, first you have to learn how to do it the responsible way. You know, in the middle of campus with no shade and surrounded by a 40-year-old ticket holder that never even went here. USC also noted that deferred rush is a common policy, which is true. At 23 schools in the American Association of Universities, Greek rush is pushed back a semester. Meanwhile, at MIT and Cornell, students don't even come outside until they receive their diploma. But despite this, many students argued that deferment unfairly discriminates against Greek life. So, in June of 2018, these 5 Greek organizations filed a lawsuit against USC. They sued USC under something called the Leonard Law, which is different than the Lenny Law, where you get to pet the rabbits, but only if you turn that way and don't look back. This Leonard Law is in California Education Code section 94367, and I believe we have some footage of when it was ratified.
I'm a fun guy.
And don't come back, Trevor! It's why we don't hire interns, all right? No more interns. Anyway, the Leonard Law states that no university, neither private nor public in the state of California, shall make or enforce a rule subjecting a student to disciplinary sanctions solely on the basis of conduct that includes speech or other communication that is protected from governmental restriction by the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Now, what's important here is that these organizations believe, among other claims, that the deferred rush policy denies them their First Amendment rights, which includes the right to freely associate. This is a privilege that lets you join any group you want, no matter what people think. It's why we have things like the Westboro Baptist Church, or Bills fans. Now, you might think that joke is harsh, but to those who question, please see the following. These Greek organizations claim that it's unfair to only restrict membership for fraternities and sororities when you can join any other club as soon as you get to USC. Which is true. Under deferred rush, a freshman could find themselves knee-deep in a Kinky Trojans bondage suit before they even step foot on the row. I should know because I'm into that kind of stuff, and even have one of my own that looks like Anderson Cooper. Who let the intern into the Google Doc? Trevor, how did you get into my dressing room anyway? In November of 2018, the trial court sided with the school, finding that the Greek organizations had no standing to bring a claim under California's Leonard Law. But the Greek organizations appealed, and in May, the LA Superior Court reversed the initial court decision, ruling that the organizations are entitled to assert expressive associational interests of their members. This sent the case back to court, where both parties are waiting right now for the trial dates to be set. What this all means is that this is going to take an excruciatingly long time, like your professor trying to figure out PowerPoint. This lawsuit is important because it comes at an interesting time for USC and its relationship with Greek life. Here's a quick history lesson. Fraternities and sororities have been an integral part of USC since it was founded. Legend has it that Tommy Trojan knew how to grip a beer funnel before his sword. The school's strong Greek network was a huge part of its brand. Students from far and wide in Southern California would frequent the Whitney House, but only be let in if they were a girl or knew a brother. As USC rose to prominence through the 20th century, it still couldn't shake the image of being a party school for rich kids. A Princeton Review article about USC in 1992 claimed that fraternities play a huge role in the USC social scene, partly because USC attracts the kind of students that love fraternity parties. They knew that even before the era of the party promo video. Parents, you might think that's bad, but at least it's not UCLA.
It's also our 69th year on campus. Should be a pretty solid year.
Hey, what's up? I'm Shane. This is my room in the house. What's up, girls?
Hey.
So we got our bed set up over here. This is our house dog, Scobie. We rescued her at the local shelter a couple years ago, and she's been holding down the fort ever since.
Things that dog has seen and licked. Anyway, over the past few years, troubling reports have plagued USC's Greek life, and USC has made significant moves to crack down on them, especially under President Max Nikias. In 2018, DPS officers responded to incidents on Greek Row 216 times, a dozen of which resulted in either a full party shutdown or reports sent to Student Affairs. The rest were just pledges getting their zipper caught on their Lilo and Stitch onesie. But in the same year, 5 fraternities were investigated for hazing violations, misconduct, or drug abuse. To put this in perspective, since 2014, 11 Greek life organizations have lost their recognition on campus, the majority of which have been due to some alleged form of hazing. Ainsley Carey said in an interview earlier this year, too, that there have been more and more allegations of hazing and other misconduct from Greek life. So when Deferred Rush was instituted, it seemed like another blow to the Greek community, another attack by the administration on an institution that's as synonymous with the university's name as spotless lawns and cult-like commercials. This issue is now in its 3rd year, and the fraternities and sororities face an uphill struggle. When the Superior Court revived the case, they did it while acknowledging that Greek life probably won't win anyway. But the organizations are still going. This begs the question, why do they insist on fighting a losing battle? Do they really believe they're going to win? Or, like Jared Leto playing the Joker, do they not want to accept change when it's probably time for it? Well, thankfully, none of this is for us at Night Class to decide. What we do know about this lawsuit is that it says a lot about Greek life's relationship with USC right now. Organizations that have historically worked closely with the school and been an integral part of the school's community are willing to fight against the administration to right a wrong they feel that USC has committed. These Greek organizations are just some of the people that feel the school has acted against them. In the lawsuit we covered a few weeks ago, I'm sure you saw the episode, the plaintiffs were both graduates of the school that they're suing. So are the hundreds of women who sued the school last year for how it handled the George Tyndall scandal. This Deferred Rush lawsuit is just the latest example of a poorly run administration facing clapback from its own students. For USC, this has been a theme over the past few years. And if these kinds of lawsuits keep popping up, it looks like we're going to have to update some of our commercials.